Hello, this is Bobby Capuccio coming to you from the middle of nowhere. Thank you for joining me for another PT on the Net video blog. Nelson Mandela said that when you speak to a man in a language he understands, it goes to his head. When you speak to a man in his own language, it goes to his heart. And this is a concept that was very hard for me to grasp early in my career. In my career, when I first started out as a trainer, it was more important for me to be right than it was to be effective. For example, when I first learned about spot reduction, that it was either not scientifically possible or highly implausible, I was on a mission. I would walk into the gym and there would be a member and she'd be on an inner outer thigh machine or she'd be on a crunch machine, and I would engage her instantly, not with so much the intention of trying to help her, I thought I was, but looking back in retrospect, with the intention of proving to her that what she was doing was probably not going to bring about the results that she was seeking. So I would engage her in a conversation, and I'd say something really stupid, like, well, don't you know that's not scientifically possible, what you're looking to do, get rid of fat here or here, that's spot reduction. If spot reduction worked, chewing gum would give you a skinny face, wouldn't it? Well, first of all, aside from being really arrogant, she didn't even know what spot reduction was. For all she knew, that's when your dog mysteriously shrinks. Second, we would get into a fight because I invalidated her, and who would win? I would, because I had more information. Problem was, nobody likes feeling wrong. Nobody likes being told that they're incorrect, and furthermore, being told what to do. That was pretty fast. So she never spoke to me again. Now, I could have found out why she chose the exercise she chose, where she learned about it, and why she believed that that source of information was valid. I would have learned a lot about how her brain either accepts or rejects information, and I could have used that as our relationship progressed to give her what she needed, but package it in what she wanted. I could have learned about not only what she was trying to achieve, but why that was important, and made recommendations around that. And as she started seeing changes in her body, by accepting my advice, she would have an increase in self-efficacy and trust in me as a relationship was cultivated, and therefore that would create the safety to not hang on to what she believed, but accept new information. Or I could have done what I did, which was engage in a battle of the wits. In my case, I didn't really have too many, and destroy any future of a relationship. Now, the reason why I did that was for a couple of reasons. One, because ignorance and arrogance is a horrible combination. I just happened to have been cursed with it when I was a little bit younger. Number two, I didn't understand how to see the world from other people's perspective. In neurolinguistic programming, there are basically 4 positions that are perceptual in communication. Position number 1 is where I was coming from, is where most people get stuck, which is I know what my beliefs are, I know why I'm saying what I'm saying, and I know why it's valid. So I see the world from my perspective and my perspective alone. Position number 2 is I could choose to ask the question, if I were this person and I had her level of motivation, maybe I failed in many other exercise programs and diet programs before, and I felt lack of confidence, and this exercise I was doing was part of a bigger strategy that I bought into, that I emotionally needed to work. But bottom line, if I was her, I would have the same beliefs and I would have the same ensuing emotional state, and therefore the same actions that she was engaging in. The third position is to step back and not see the world through her perspective or through the eyes of your client, not see the world through your eyes, but say, if I were a witness and I was just observing this conversation and I was not attached to any outcome or any methodology or any information, being completely detached from both perspectives, how would I interpret this conversation or this medium of communication? And fourth position, and this is the most collective and unifying, and probably that's why it's the highest level to get to, is if I were a community, if I were the industry, what would benefit the whole? What perspective could I have, or what approach could I take that not only helps me and helps my client, but on a small scale, elevates the industry as well, because I believe if we can lower ourselves in humility to put aside what we think we know, put aside our ego, and listen to someone else's perspective long enough to learn from them without attachment, when we rise up, and we will, we can not only lift our client, lift our facility, we can elevate our entire industry.